Alright, y'all, this is a victory. What's today? Wednesday, I think. Anyway, I'm like a day late and $1 short getting this one out, but it is what it is. Y'all gonna watch it anyway, and if you don't, screw you anyway. So I just wanted to get some thoughts off of my chest. First of all, Saquon Barkley is the greatest Philadelphia Eagle that I have ever seen in my lifetime. I wasn't around to see Reggie. I wasn't around to see Randall. You feel me? I saw outside of this season, the greatest Eagles seasons that I have watched was that I think what was that 04 where McNabb almost won MVP. You feel me? Obviously, Jalen in 22, Carson in 17 before he tore his knee up, Shady in I think like 2013. I'll say that prior to this season, the greatest Eagles offensive season, at least that I've ever seen, was Vic in 2010 before he went out. But there you had that. Dog, it's just every time he touches the ball, right? Like I'm sitting here, and this is kind of where I'm going with this. Is there's a part of me that's sitting here and kind of waiting for the ball to drop, saying that the NFL is a passing league, right? You can't just keep ripping off, you feel me, 30 and 40 and 50 and 60 yard, 70, damn near 80 yard runs, you feel me? Everybody was saying this week, you feel me, oh, well, Saquon ain't gonna be able to put up 2 bills on the Rams again. I said that, you feel me, because who thought that he was gonna go for 255 and then 205? You understand? It's just, it's something special that we're witnessing, man, to the point that, this may be a little bit of hyperbole, but if the NFL retired players the way that baseball does, when you go into the Hall of Fame in baseball, you go in with a particular team, right? So even if you play for a bunch of different teams, it's one team that you go in with. The NFL don't do that, but if they did, you feel me, Saquon gotta go in as an Eagle, right? Like I don't. It went from this point moving forward. Whenever I hear the name Saquon Barkley, I'm not going to see him in a Giants jersey. I want to see him in either Kelly or Midnight Green. You feel me? I'm gonna see that backwards hurdle. You dig? I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see this past Sunday. You feel me? Running in the snow and beating himself in the head. Hyping himself up. You feel me? And sliding in the snow. That's an iconic moment, man. That's what I'm going to see whenever I think of Saquon. But I'm gonna think of that call during that first Rams game. I still get chills on that run. I think it was the one to open no, I don't think it was the one to open the third quarter. It was later on. In the call that Tirico had on that, I still get chills during that play. But anyway, I digress, man. We all know that Saquon Barkley right now is the greatest football player in the world. You feel me? Y'all can have Josh Allen, y'all can have Lamar Jackson, y'all can have Saquon Barkley is the most valuable player of this past NFL season, postseason and regular season combined. Y'all dig what I'm saying? So there you had it. Argue with your mama. But anyway, so on to the next one, right? I feel like people are waiting for the ball to drop. I don't know. Part of it is like I've been saying in the past, man, that Philly as a fan base, you dig, we're super emotional. We're super reactionary. You understand what I'm saying? we the thing about Philly fans is that it's like your mama, right? Or it's like your dad, right? Like, I can get on you because I know you're capable of better, right? I can get on you when you not, you feel me, performing, especially, you feel me, growing up in a black household. That's how the vast majority of us are brought up, is that, you feel me, you do not have the privilege of mediocrity. You understand what I'm saying? We don't get to try harder, we get do better. You know what I mean? And that's how we tend to treat our players. We go overboard with it, in my opinion, a lot of times. But as long as you're winning, and as long as you're doing the things necessary to win, you dig, we're gonna cape for you, right? And so you see a lot of that, you know, and it's just like your parents, right? Like, I can tell my kids they need to do better. You feel me? But you keep my kid's name out your mouth, or we're gonna have problems. And so I'm seeing a lot of that now, you know, with the fan base, and not just the national, but the local media too, right? Like, we already know what the national media is about. It's about, you feel me, what's the most click worthy, what's the most whatever. The local media, most of it is trash. I will tell you that. But there are a handful that I do respect their opinion. And dog, I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the reaction of some folks to this game, right? I'm disappointed in the fact the reason why I'm disappointed is because it's what I go back to again, is, you know, removing context for the sake of supporting a narrative, right? And I know people are going to sit there and they're going to say, oh, well, Matthew Stafford threw for, you know, 300 whatever some yards in the snow. And yeah, and Matthew Stafford lost. Yeah, y'all feel what I'm saying? Matt Stafford lost. You feel me? And you could tell just watching that game that some of those completions, you feel me, were one thing that people don't, and I've always said this about Matt Staff, is that Matt Staff was Patrick Mahomes 1.0, right? All of those crazy arm angles, all of those ridiculous throws that only like 2 or 3. Matt Stafford can make the kind of throws that you sit there and you marvel at how he can make these tight window throws where he don't need to set his feet, right? There's only a handful. It's him, it's Justin Herbert. I want to say Joe Burrow has that ability as well. You feel me, to just drill a ball in there without even, you know, really setting himself. Everybody can't do that. For instance, Jalen can't do that. You dig? And I think Johnny Page made a good point about this, is that, yes, we acknowledge that Jalen Hurts is a limited quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have the physical tool set that somebody like Justin Herbert has. He doesn't have the tool set that somebody like Josh Allen has. Yes, we acknowledge that. But being limited doesn't make you a bad player. You understand? It doesn't make you a bad quarterback. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Russell Wilson went to two Super Bowls, and the nigga never learned to read a defense to save his life over the course of his career. But he got by being able to improvise and throwing one of the prettiest moonballs you've ever seen. You understand what I'm saying? Russ thrives in chaos, and that's why him and Peyton just didn't mesh. Y'all understand what I'm saying? There is some truth to the idea that you just gotta let Russ cook. So this whole idea of, well, if you're not just that's what it is. Like, I saw somebody say, you know, and they were talking about, you know, the Eagles contracts, and they said, oh, well, depending on how you look at it, the Eagles, they either got Jalen Hurts locked in till 20. Matter of fact, it was Kempski. You feel me? I don't like the Philly voice. They got, they got them. If you ever read the comment section of a Philly voice article, y'all know what I'm talking about. Stay away from that. It's basically a Klan rally down there. Just keeping it above. But he's gonna say, well, depending on how you look at it, they have Hurts locked up to 2018, or they're stuck with him till 2026. And I'm like, nigga, who else are you going to get? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what irks me, is that some folks act like, you feel me, good quarterbacks. I'm not even talking about elite. I'm not even talking about just a guy that you can build a team around. A franchise quarterback, y'all act like they grow on trees. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all see, even in the draft, it's a crapshoot. Listen, it's just baffling. It's just baffling to me, man, how some people are always looking, at somebody else's lawn, and instead of taking care of their own lawn, instead of fertilizing it, instead of doing what they can, you ain't got their lawn. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got their house. You dig? You don't got the 5-bed mansion. You don't got the 6 baths. You feel me? You don't got the jacuzzi tub in the back. But what you do have, you feel me, is 3-bed and 3 baths. You feel me? Detached. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You don't got the 2-door, but you got the 1-door garage, and you can make do with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I promise you, it's somebody that's in that 5-bedroom mansion and it's empty. The Chargers, a perfect example of what I'm talking about. They got the 5-bed mansion. You dig what I'm saying? They got the 6 baths. And where are they at? In Cancun. You understand what I'm saying? The Ravens is another team. And as much as I love Lamar, you dig, where they at? In Cancun. Now, listen, I'm not going to put that game on completely on Lamar's shoulders. I'm not going to say he lost that game because he did, because he willed that team back. You feel me? To at least take the jaw on the OT. You feel me? But he also had 2 crucial turnovers. Didn't I say this before? That for as great, we talk all the time about, Jalen Hurts had, the greatest performance in a Super Bowl by a losing quarterback. But that's the thing. He lost that game. And there's an argument that can be made that he personally lost, even though I'll argue and say it was Jonathan Gannon. Gannon was the one who lost that game. But you can make an argument, and it would not be far-fetched to say that Jalen Hurts lost the game when he fumbled the ball away for a fumble 6. You feel me? When Nick Bolton scooped that ball up and ran it in for 6, that the game was lost there. You can make that argument because the final score, what was it, 38-33? That touchdown was all the difference. You dig what I'm saying? So, like I said, I couldn't care less. Fantasy and betting has got y'all minds all messed up, man. Like, I couldn't care less what your stat line looks like. Look at the quarterbacks who won this weekend outside of Jaden Daniels, right? Josh Allen had 127 passing yards. Mahomes had 177. And 1 touchdown. Josh Allen ain't throw for no touchdown. He had 2 we talk about, Jalen vulturing touchdowns at the 1-yard line. That's what Josh Allen did. But their media markets treat them like gods for just going out there and winning the game. That ain't good enough for some people in this market, and I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off. And I see that a lot of the fan base, you feel me, is feeling that way too. Like, dog, we get it. The passing game is not where it's supposed to be, but just like AJ said, you got to give some grace, man. You got to give grace to the fact, because here's the thing, y'all, is if AJ doesn't drop 2 passes, one of them that probably would have been a touchdown. If not a touchdown, would have downed the Eagles in the red zone. Would have been at like the 2 or 3 yard line. You feel me? You run the ball. You run the ball once with Saquon, see if you can punch it in. He probably picks up like a yard or two, and then at that point, you feel me? You got 2 more tries. You feel me? To push it in. You feel me? Probably 3 to keep it a buck the way that we play. You feel me? Dallas Goedert catches that 19-yard pass. You feel me? And Mekhi Becton gets called for ineligible man downfield. You feel me? If Mekhi Becton and you feel me? And listen, I get it. As a former lineman myself, man, them RPOs used to have me effed up, dog. The worst feeling in the world, you feel me, is when you spring a runner and then you see that flag on the field and they say ineligible man downfield, number 74, number 76, whatever. You like, damn it, man. Like, god damn. Like, for real? Because like you can't see what's going on in the back of you. All you gotta do, in practice, you just got a clock in your head. You just, all right, 1, 2, all right, hold my man for this long, 2, 3, all right, take off. You did, because I know that a decision is being made behind me, but I can't see what's going on back there. You did. But Lane Johnson, uncharacteristic false start in the red zone that pushed us out of, a potential touchdown and turned that into a field goal. You dig? And again, I know Matthew Stafford threw in the blizzard. Y'all understand what I'm saying? But again, Jalen Hurts is not Matthew Stafford. You dig? Matthew Stafford has strengths that Jalen does not have. Likewise, Jalen has strengths that Matt Staff does not have. And we saw it, the fact that, everybody, all right, 128 passing yards, but 70 rush yards and a touchdown. You understand what I'm saying? That touchdown run to open up the game, that 44-yard run by the quarterback, that was the difference. That was the difference in the game. Without that touchdown, you feel me? We are not preparing for a championship game. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So I just think, again, like, I get it. The passing game. And I get that it's not all Jalen. I get that, you feel me? Everybody shares some blame in that. You dig? But I feel like this is one of those games where you got part of you got to throw the stats out the window. And yeah, I get it. The passing game has been an issue all year long, but that's this team's philosophy, man. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And it's worked so far, and I think that's the thing. In the local and the national media, everybody is sort of waiting for the shoe to fall. Everybody is saying, oh, well, what happens when they stack 8 in the box? You feel me? And Saquon can't rip one off. Well, nigga, he has. That's the thing. You feel me? I'm at the point where I'm just like, it's inevitable. You feel me? You know what they're going to do, and you can't stop it anyway. And if we were playing, you feel me, like the Ravens or somebody, you dig? If we were playing a run D that was actually worth worrying about, then I would be concerned. You dig? But the Rams run D was trash all year. They did start to get better. They did start to pick it up toward the end of the year. Washington hasn't. The Commanders' run D is still ass. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So if Jalen throws for, you feel me, 80 yards, and Saquon goes for 160, or goes for $150, whatever the case may be, and that's the way that we win the game, then that's the way that we win the game. We go to the Super Bowl. What y'all going to say at that point? And I know this is more so a talk when it comes to the NBA, but part of my issue, man, and I saw some people talking about, and I feel like it's bullshit. People talking about the Lions saying, it's okay to call the Lions season a failure. That's bullshit to me. Like, yeah, they had expectations. Yeah, we had them marked down as, the team to beat for the majority of the year. But when basically your entire starting D is on IR, what do you expect, dog? Like, them injuries are going to catch up to you eventually. And they just so happen to catch up at the worst possible time. So I don't want to hear about their season was a failure. That's bullshit to me. You understand what I'm saying? Is Dan Marino's career a failure because he went to a Super Bowl once and never got back? You feel me? You see how crazy that is to say out loud? Like, is Peyton Manning a failure because he won two? And the last one, he didn't really win. That was really the D carrying him, you feel me, to the finish line. Y'all dig what I'm saying? All these people, like, y'all really gonna sit there and tell me that these players and their careers were a failure because they didn't win a Super Bowl? Or because they did. Like, I get it. I get that it's okay to be disappointed. I get that, there were expectations attached to these teams, but again, context. You got to stop removing the context of the situation for the point of promoting your narrative. You understand what I'm saying? Like this whole and listen, I'm gonna do something, y'all, because I'm gonna throw y'all a bone, all of you Allen slurpers, all of you Josh jerkers, because y'all think that I hate Josh Allen. Y'all think that I don't like that. That's not the truth. You feel me? I hear people talking about, Josh Allen's legacy. Josh Allen's legacy, is on the line here. Like, shut the fuck up with that. No, it's not. You understand what I'm saying? Or at least it shouldn't be. You dig? Josh Allen's legacy shouldn't come down to one game that he wins or he loses. He's still one of the greatest, one of the best pure talents at the quarterback position of our generation. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not like he's a perpetual choker. You dig? It's like Michael Jordan. You think of all of those great players, all those great teams in the 90s. You feel me? You think of, the Stockton, Malone, Jazz. You think of Sean Kemp and Gary Payton. You feel me? You feel all of these teams that couldn't get past Jordan. You feel me? Reggie Miller could never get past Jordan. Patrick Ewing could never get past Jordan. So what you going to tell me that their careers are a failure because they couldn't get past the greatest basketball player to ever breathe on God's green earth? Like, shut up with that. Y'all feel me? So I kind of went off on a tangent there, but what really what I'm getting at is that it irks me, you feel me, these narratives, people just be yapping to yap, man. Again, if the conditions were better, right? Because the players will talk, and you could even see, and again, as somebody who has played in snow before, that's terrible. I hated playing in snow, especially as a lineman. You feel me? On offense and defense, I hated the snow. You understand what I'm saying? Because you can't dig your cleats in. You can't get no leverage. You can't get no traction. It feels like you're constantly, playing back on your heels, especially if you got to pass protect. You dig? So I feel like that's the type of game where you just throw the stats out the window and you say a win is a win. But that ain't good enough for some people. And I feel like, a lot of the fan base is waking up to that, is waking up to the bullshit, and it's like, all right, y'all, you feel me, fall back a little bit. You understand? And not even taking into consideration that bro finished that game basically on one leg. If you take, that's one thing, that's the one concern that, the one great concern that I have, you feel me, is Jalen's mobility. You dig? Because y'all saw it in the Kenny Pickett game. I know everybody will, Tanner McKee. People forget Tanner McKee was playing against, Tanner McKee was basically playing against a JV squad. and the New York Giants. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to hear about Tanner McKee right now. You feel me? If you want to put Tanner McKee in again in the playoffs, you must be smoking the strongest stuff on the planet, man. Look at the Kenny Pickett game. Kenny Pickett could not. The reason why we lost. Well, no, the reason why we lost is because Smitty dropped what would have been a go-ahead touchdown. That's the reason why we lost. And the D collapsed at the end of the game. But Kenny couldn't score a touchdown. And that's because Washington started defending us differently. You dig what I'm saying? Because they know Kenny is not going to take off. He may think that he can. Yeah, I think I saw somebody say this about, Kenny Pickett's problem is that he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes, right? he thinks that he can, he thinks that he has the physical traits to, improvise and to get creative, and when he just doesn't. You understand what I'm saying? And Washington knew this, and they capitalized on it, and they defended the Eagles differently. You dig? And it's just so wild to me how, this media, you feel me, talk out of both sides of their mouth is, oh, well, I don't know how far they can go, you feel me, with Jalen holding the team back when Jalen is only throwing, you feel me, for 60 net yards, you feel me, when he's taking. So, yes, the sacks, he do need... Bro, let go of the ball. Like, just I know you're not trying to throw interceptions. I know that somebody, the coaching staff told you whatever you do, just protect the football. We're gonna ride Saquon, but just throw the ball away. Then just throw it away. Get rid of it. You feel me? Like, that's so irksome, and I get that part. You understand what I'm saying? The sacks do need to be cleaned up. But I don't see how some of y'all can talk out of both sides of your mouth and say, oh, well, Jalen is holding this team back. Jalen, they can't win. And then the next week is, oh, well, Jalen's got a concussion. Jalen's knee is falling off. His legs are falling off at the hip. Oh, I don't know how far they can go without him. Like, pick a story and stick with it, dog. Like, it's okay. Like, it's one thing to be critical. It's one thing to be critical. You dig what I'm saying? But then it's another thing to be a negative Nancy. You understand what I'm saying? It's another thing to nitpick and bitch about every little thing that you don't, because it doesn't look perfect. You dig? Again, like I said, throw that game out last week. You understand what I'm saying? Listening to a lot of these local writers, you feel me? Hell, I'm convinced. Listening to the way that they talking about this team, I'm afraid. I'm convinced we going to get blown. I'm convinced we going to get dog walked by Jaden Daniels and them. You understand what I'm saying? They damn near got me wanting to take the points. Matter of fact, want to take the Commanders outright. The way that they talking. You feel me? But then turn around and say, oh, I got the Eagles winning, you feel me, 30-20. Like, dog, shut up with that, man. So, yeah, there y'all have it. I'm confident that I'm confident that I won't be shocked. You feel me? Because the Commanders, they're playing with lightning in a bottle right now. You dig what I'm saying? Jaden Daniels, like, I might have to retract my Jaden Daniels take. You feel me? I've been calling him, you feel me, this year CJ all season. I might have to retract that. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'll put it like this, is that I'm looking forward to, in the next 10 years, you feel me? Like I said, I never remember a time in my time watching football where I cared about the Commanders. You understand what I'm saying? It was always the Cowboys for me, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm looking forward to the next 10 years, you feel me, of seeing these two teams go back and forth with one another. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I think that this may be the first in a series. You feel me? Eagles Eagles Commanders might mess around and become the this decade's version of, well, not necessarily, because they're not in the same division. San Francisco and the Cowboys. My point is, I wouldn't be surprised to see these two teams meet in the playoffs multiple times, meet in the championship game multiple times. Y'all dig what I'm saying? So yeah, there you have that. But I believe the Eagles are going to pull this one out. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a relatively close game. You understand what I'm saying? I think if I give y'all a score prediction, I'm gonna say I think it'll be 24-20. So yeah, I am taking the points. I am taking the points there. So there you have it. Go Birds, y'all.